Hi friends, we now come up to the Corporate Communication Public Relations Unit 3. The first part of Unit 3 is functions of corporate communications and public relations. Now in this part we are going to cover up your introduction, the importance of media relations, the sources of media information, building effective media relations and the principles of good media relations. Now let us see exactly what do you mean by media relations. Now media relations involve working with media for the purpose of informing the public of an organization's mission, policies and practices in a positive and consistent and creditable manner. Now because of this fact of ongoing relationship, between an organization and the media, it is vital to inform the public. Now typically this means coordinating directly with the people responsible for producing the news and features in the mass media. The goal of media relation is to maximize positive coverage in mass media without paying for it directly through advertising. Now, even many people use the term public relations and media relations interchangeably. However, doing so is not correct. Media relations refer to the relationship that a company or an organization develops with a journalist, while public relation extend that relationship beyond the media to the general public. Now, it is possible for communication between the media and the organization to be initiated by either side. However, dealing with media presents unique challenges in that the news media cannot be controlled. They have ultimate control over whether stories pitched to them are of interest to their audiences. Because of the fact, ongoing relationship between an organization and the news media are vital. And one way to ensure a positive working relationship with media personnel is to become deeply familiar with their beats and areas of interest. Now let us see what is the importance of media relations in corporate communication. First one is it is important because it brings in higher credibility. Now positive news coverage offers higher credibility as compared to paid advertising. Therefore media relations has got higher credibility. The cost is low. The cost of coverage in the media is low in comparison to advertising cost. You can establish reputation. Third party endorsement is a very good idea to establish reputation of an organization. That is the reason why media relations is important. You can build brand. Now media relations allows the press to give business coverage so that the audience get to know about the company's products, services, and so on. It also helps companies in building their brand presence using the media. Next one is there is a future advantage. What is the future advantage? Businesses need it to maintain long-term relationship with the media professionals so that they are able to bag advantages in the future. The media people will never go against the organization. The sixth one is pitch for better coverage. Now, media relation is important. When a company maintains good relationship with the journalist, it becomes easy for them to pitch for a better coverage. And the last one is the brand image. One of the most essential aspects of getting press coverage via robust media relation campaign is that you are able to build more control and reinforce the brand image that you are aiming to create through advertising and marketing. Now I find, but getting coverage is not an easy job as competition is growing with every passing day. Hence, the role of media relations service is to make the coverage of a firm more and more attractive. Now you find, let us go into what are the sources of media information. Now, media sources are important because the medium in which we receive the message, it shapes the message. Modern media comes in many different formats. Now, what are these formats? Your print media. Now, what is this print media? Your books, the kinds of magazines and newspapers, televisions, movies, videos, music, cell phones, various kinds of software, and internet. These are also the sources of media information. Now, each type of media involves both content and also device or object through which that content is delivered. You know. Now, what are these contents? Number one, newspaper. Now, a newspaper is a collection of articles about current events usually published daily. Since there is at least one in every city, it is a great source for local information. Now, it is used to find current information about the international, national and the local events. And also you find editorials, commentaries, experts or popular opinions coming out in the newspaper. Second one is your magazines. A magazine is a collection of articles and images about diverse topics of popular interest and current events. Usually, these articles are written by journalists or scholars and are geared towards the average adult. Magazines may cover very serious material, but to find consistent scholarly information, you should use journals. Now, magazines are used to find information or opinions about popular culture, and they also find up-to-date information about the current events. Then you come up to the books. Now, books refers to the work of literature or a main division of such a work. Now, in library and information sciences, a book is called a monogram to distinguish it from serial periodicals such as magazines, journals or newspapers. Next, we come up to your websites. Now, website is a collection of related web pages including multimedia content, typically identified with common domain name and published. Example, you'll find you have got Facebook, you have got Google, you have got Yahoo and you have got YouTube. Now, you can find current informations on them and you can find also the informations regarding the companies. Next, you come up to your databases. Now, it is a collection of information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed, managed and updated. In one view, databases can be classified according to the type of content. Now, you got bibliographic database, full text database, numeric database, images database and so on. Now, these databases are used to find articles on your topics in magazines, journals or newspapers. Then you come up to the population census. The census is conducted every 10 years. It is a broad-based database offering a profile of the people living in a particular region. The census data provides information about the population size, population strata, age, sex ratio, literacy level, family size and so on. Next, you come up to your annual economic survey. Now, what does annual economic survey provides? It provides an industrial survey based on socio-economic classification, income, occupation and so on. Now, you have the India Yearbook. Now, this book provides a holistic view of the data on various aspects of governance, demographics, progress and so on. Next, you have the Indian News and Features Alliance Yearbook. Now, this provides detailed information on various newspapers and magazines. Next, you come up to Audit Bureau of Circulation, what's called as ABC. ABC provides advertisers with impartial information, check of circulation statements of the members' publication. Next, we come up to how are you going to build effective media relation. Now, in order to build effective media relation, what you should follow, how you should go on, what are the steps? First thing, you have to polish your pitch. Take time to have your pitch in writing and dedicate a blog post to it so that you can send press and media professionals to it via links on the social media. It is also always a good idea to have at least 3 different length pitches written out: small, medium and large. That way you will have a pitch ready to fit in any occasion. It is a write-up that you should be well prepared with. Second is to find the news angle. There must be a news angle in your story for it is to appeal to them. Find interest point to help the media connect. That connection can be location or industry, but consider if your story can tie into current events, then it will be better. Next is know which journalist you are going to contact. Your story may not appeal to all the media professionals. And if your journalist is working on a story or regularly writes about your industry or a topic that is relevant to your business, that is the journalist you should try to reach out to. Otherwise, it will misfire. Next is find media contacts looking for you. There is an excellent source called HARO, which stands for Help a Reporter Out. You can sign up for free emails alerts that will let you know when a journalist or a blogger or a reporter is looking for a story that you can relate your business to. Fifth one is to reach out on social media. Most reporters and media professionals do not mind at all if you reach out to them on Twitter or whatever social media channels on which they have a public presence. That is where your pitch blog post comes in, and you can send a tweet that includes a link to your pitch with a short note. Then you come up to, you have to send personalized targeted emails. Personalize your emails communication and be sure that you are sending them to the right journalist. That's very, very important. Next is to connect on the social media. By connecting on the social media, it means being social and engaging with journalists all the time, not just when you need something for them. Remember, 8th one is you have to share all the information. Always share all the news and all of the information that you have. Let the reporters edit out what they do or do not want. If there is something you don't want reported, the best thing is to still let the media contact know about it, but explain that is off the record. Next one is you have to be honest. Honesty is the best policy, you all know. We shouldn't have to say, but it is important to understand when dealing with media. It is extremely important because being exposed for not telling the truth by media is quite a public affair. This could create a PR nightmare for you, and that you cannot afford at all. 10th one is to learn how to be quotable. What are you going to quote? That's important. Make the reporter's job easier by giving quotable sound bites. Less editing and guesswork that a journalist has, the more likely your news or release will be posted. Next is be very timely, punctual. Old news is no news. Being timely can have a dual meaning with a journalist. It can mean making sure that the news is relevant or put a current event or a pop culture spin on your news. And it also means respecting a reporter's deadlines. Do not assume that just because a reporter is not with the print medium, that there isn't a deadline to adhere to. You have to be very, very timely. Be accessible. When reporters work on deadlines, they might need to follow up with you to ask a question. Now, give them access to you and set parameters. If you don't mind them contacting you late, let them know if it is okay for them. Offer exclusives. Whenever possible, providing an exclusive to one special media contact will help drive your story or news. Remember, this may sound like something that a professional corporation might do, but offering and exclusive can be small business ticket to receiving all the press you need from just one source. Next one is you have to show personality, especially when dealing with words or email communication. Too often, personality gets lost in all of the text. Next one is you have to provide them with the photos. A small business may not have professional or stock of photos, but you have something better, genuine pictures of your small business, your storefront, your customers, and your products or services. Those are most valuable for attracting attention in articles. So those type of photos will be what the journalist want for. Next one we see is the principles of good media relation. First one is a good relationship. Relationship is both inevitable and necessary between an organization and the media. The action of the organization will determine if this relationship is good or bad. One voice. The organization should publicly speak with one voice by designating and preparing a single spokesperson or multiple spokesperson with a coordinated message. You can have either way. Next you have the right spokesperson, the person closest to the situation. Mine should be the designated spokesperson or at least be in close communication with the spokesperson. Fourth one is no comment. Now this is never an option. Every bona fide question should be addressed. You cannot just do away by saying that I have got no comment. Good treatment to reporters. The organization should look upon reporters as allies in reaching various publics rather than an intruder or enemies. Next you come out to accountability. The organization should consider itself accountable to all of its various publics, internal as well as external. This includes your customers, employees, volunteers, stockholders, donors, supporters, and the community at large. Further, it should view the news media as one of the vehicles available for communicating with these constituencies. Therefore, accountability is a must. Professional assistance. Reporters should be accommodated with professional assistance such as your parking permits, access, and a functioning media room should be given to them. And lastly, be prepared for taking a hit. You don't know when it comes. The organization should expect that it occasionally will take a hit in the media. Its response should be to accept this rather than make an argument. Try to understand it and get over it as quickly as possible.